Hi and hello to all. This side Priya Rana and today's lecture is based on the topic management. So talking about firstly the objectives which we are going to cover in this entire presentation, that is to understand the meaning of management, to understand the natures and features of management, the process and functions of business management, importance of management, levels of management and the classical approaches of management. First of all, let's learn about somewhat history of management, some basic history of management. See, the evolution of management, it started in the early days of men, when men started to see that people started living in groups. Now, when they started living in groups, they see that there is a need to share the work. So, according to their masses, they share the work according to the intelligence level of the people, according to the mental capacities of the people, according to the strength level of the people. So, that's how management worked for them properly, and in the 20th century, it worked more for the people in organizations, and now the management principles have advanced more than the earlier one. What is management? If I say management is a process of coordinating people and other resources to achieve the goals of the organization. This is how the management works. See, in an organization, what we do is we coordinate the activities of the people and we coordinate the resources so that we can able to achieve the goals of the organization. Some other meanings of management is we guide the people in an organization. We guide the people in an organization for the smart working for their smart working so that they put their effective efforts into the organization. Next is a process of administering and controlling the affairs of the organization. It is a process in which we administer and control the affairs of the organization. Next is we have to make use optimally 5 M's, that is men, machine, material, money and methods. We have to make use of them optimally. Only then we can able to coordinate and integrate the process of management. If I talk about the definitions, see, many philosophers have given their good definitions in the this arena of management. So talking about, first of all, Henry Fayol, who is known as the father of modern management, he defined management is to forecast, to plan, to organize, to command, to coordinate and control activities of others. F.W. Taylor, he's known as the father of scientific management. He has given his definition: management is the art of knowing what is to be done and seeing that it is to be done in the best possible manner. Then, according to Harold Kuhns, management is the art of getting the things done through other with people in formally organized groups. According to Peter Drucker, management is a multi purpose organ that manages business and manages managers and manages workers and work. According to Mary Parker Follett, he defines management as the art of getting the things done through others. So if I say the features of management, the very first features is continuous process. So management is a never ending process. Unless the company is going to wind up, the process of management, it goes on. Next is persuasive. Management is persuasive because management is not only for the running business, but it is for the organized group activity. It can be in educational places, it can be in charitable institutions, it can be in religious institutions. So we can say that management is persuasive, it is required everywhere. Next is result oriented. So the all the activities of management, all the processes of management, they all are being done to achieve the goal of the organization. All right, so it is always result oriented. We all focus on the goal. That's how we manage our activities, and we make a proper cooperation and coordination among the members. Next is integrative. Management is integrative approach because here we have to integrate the human resources with physical resources. We have to integrate the human resources with physical resources. So we can say that human efforts, we have to put them into we have to give them a direction, and then that direction should lead to a desired results, and that's how we can able to achieve individual goals with the organizational goals. Management is said to be multidisciplinary because a manager need to have a good understanding of the feelings and emotions and aspirations of the people in the organization. For that, he need to have a knowledge on different subjects like psychology, sociology, economics, information technology, etc., etc. That's why it is said that it is multidisciplinary in nature. If I say management is flexible in nature, because we see that there would be an uncertainty in the future, so for that we make plans right now, and that's how we make flexible changes. Next is management is intangible, so you cannot touch or see the workings of management. You can only give orders, and you can only see the success rate or the failure rate of your management, but you cannot see and touch it. Management is dynamic in nature because there are many creative and innovative activities which take place in management. We call management as a science and art. Why we call management as a science? Because there are certain management principles which work scientifically. Okay, so we can say that management provide guidelines rather than absolute principles. In management as a science, we can say that we make certain experimentations in management also. That's why we call it a science. And that experimentations are universally applicable, and they are the general principles of management. And there are many management activities which has their cause and effect relationship. That's why we make management as a science. Next is management as an art. Why we call management as an art? Reason being, here we properly use our knowledge, creativity with the individual personalized nature, and it is due to the constant practice we get to know more practical know-how of the firm. So we call management as an art because here we can use our own knowledge and our own creativity and personalized nature and practical know-how of doing the many things in the organization so that we can achieve the goal. So we call management as an art because it is somewhat, we can say that we make use of the individualized approach here. We make the proper use of the knowledge of the manager. I can say if he has a good knowledge, if he has a good experience, he can able to mold the changes in the organization and let the work being done by by the subordinates. Next is universal process. We call management as universal because it is to be applied in all sizes of organization, in all types of organization, or we can say that it is to be applied in all organizational levels, in all organizational areas like marketing, human resources, accounting, information. Not only in one place, it is to be applied in every place, in every organization, in every working place. We need a proper management process, so that's why we call management as a universal process. If I talk about the importance of management, first one is we manage the activities so that we can achieve the goals of the organization. Second is we have to optimally use the resources. If we don't optimize the resources, then what will happen? We will make capital, our capital will increase, our cost will not decrease, it will increase. So that's how we have to make optimum utilize of the resources. Next is reduced cost. In reduced cost, we can say that we can achieve that resources which is needed in the organization. And if we have achieved the resources, then we have to produce best quality amongst them, and that's how we can minimize the cost. If we minimize the cost, then we have to make sure that we are increasing the profits with quality and provide the opportunities for future growth and development. Next is management establishes a sound organization. If there is proper management in the organization, right men are placed at right place, then we can able to achieve the good operations of the enterprise. Next is change and growth. So we have to see the environment, we have to make an analysis of that. For that, in an organization, people do SWOT analysis to ensure that there is success in the business. We have to provide innovation also. With if there is a need, we have to provide the good ideas, imaginative power, visions of the enterprise. We have to apply different ideas. And if we are imagining the changes in the environment, we have to be innovative enough to grab those changes for a longer vision of the enterprise. Next is social benefits. So management, directly or indirectly, it is affecting socially the people. How? Because if the organization is working well, it can able to improve the standard of living of the people with higher production and more efficient use of scarce resources. That's how we can make it a social thing. We can make management a social thing also. Talking about levels of management, the very first level is upper management, where we have long term goals of like product, market, business, organization, and the people. The designation of the people at this stage is CEO, CFO, COO, CTO, VP marketing. So upper management has all upper levels of the organization. They are the people who make strategic decisions. Second one is middle management. In middle management, we interpret plans and set actions. The jobs that are there in middle management are regional plant managers, or we can say departmental managers of different departments. So in middle management, these are the designations of the people like departmental level, regional managers, plant managers. All right. Next is lower level management. In lower level management, the jobs are for assistant managers, for foremen, for laborers. These are the jobs of lower level managers. Okay. So this is all from my first lecture. Uh, we will discuss more in our second lecture also.